Okay, today we're going to talk about how to have basically a guaranteed way to be able to sell your products that are basically customizable, or if they are actually customizable, on PPC and make money. If you are already doing PPC, I can make you more money. And if you're not doing PPC and you sell products, specifically customized ones, you're losing out on a whole ton of money. But this specific process right here that we've used for a few different companies now will put you way ahead of everybody else that wants to do PPC on Google and on Bing. So I'm going to give you what that strategy is step by step so you can use it. And I'm going to give you some different examples of different companies that we've used it with so you can see the kind of results that they're getting. So with that said, I'll get right into the content. Specifically, if you have done PPC before, for any e-commerce brand, you probably already can say shopping campaigns, or the little ads on Google where there's the photo and then the price underneath it, which are also done through PMAX campaigns now, are probably already the top seller for your brand. The reason why shopping ads, either by themselves or within PMAX campaigns, are the biggest seller for e-commerce brands that are basically doing some sort of online advertising is because they're so easy to do. Yes, there's some technical stuff that you have to do to get your products over to Google so you can run those campaigns. But once they're set up, they're pretty much autopilot for the most part. I mean, of course, there's maintenance of the products that are in your product feed and so forth, but it's easy to do. You don't have to be a PPC expert to do it. Search ads, I will tell you up front, and display advertising for your product company will be just as profitable, but it just takes some time to get those set up. Not only to know what to do, i.e. you could watch my other videos on this channel, have plenty of information to do that, and time physically to go set it up, because you have to do more of the basic groundwork yourself. But whether or not you do these shopping ads for your company or not, either by themselves or through PMAX, people who sell a customized product, respectively, a lot of the people that do sell customized products basically don't use shopping because for a number of reasons. They just don't use it to the full potential. First of all, just to let you guys know, if you are selling a customized product and watching this, shopping campaigns can be done as long as you have a shopping cart on your website, or at minimum a price next to the products on your website and a button to inquire about what to get a quote, or to find out and get to order, basically, in other words, final quote or to order, but basically to order. So anyway, what that means is ultimately people that sell a customized product don't think they can run shopping campaigns because they think because the product price is not definite or finite, the shopping campaigns will apply to them because the shopping campaigns ask for your product price. And that's simply not true. All you got to do is have a product price next to the product. You definitely do have to have a finite price for your products on your product page that lists the details about each one of your products that you're selling. But to get around this and still be able to use shopping, in other words, you could have your product price and then you could say request to order, and then have a button for that, and then you have to fill out your details. You contact them, and then you say, okay, if you don't want any of these other options, this is the price. But if you want some of these other options, which you can ask them on that form that pops up for them after they click, request to order or request delivery, you can give them the final price after you evaluated that, series of questions you asked on that form. Or maybe you just call them and ask them these questions. So in other words, if you have a customized product that varies the price of the product, you can get all that done after the person initially inquires, and you just put the base minimum price of the product on the product page and then have a way for them to order that's not through a shopping cart that involves a human after they click on, click to order, if you will. So you could have a traditional shopping cart, or you could have click here to order and then somebody contacts them. You could, in either case, you can do shopping as long as you have the physical price or a minimum price or just a single price on the product page still, even though that's not the real price that they're going to get based upon how many options or how they configure their product, and you're going to give them the final price later on. So you can do shopping if you don't have a traditional full shopping cart on your site. That's number one. So from here though, if you are already doing shopping or just now realize you can do shopping, which you'll make a massive amount of money with shopping if you didn't think you could do it before because you didn't have a full shopping cart on your site. The special trick that I found to just skyrocket your sales from shopping is to put a customized painted label or a label that says customize on the product physically itself for the product image that you put on your product feed. I went through on my very last video how if you're going to, and I've mentioned this several times actually on this channel, how if you're going to do shopping campaigns, you can do either a manual feed or a automated feed. With a manual feed, you're putting on a spreadsheet basically all your products and then your prices and details about those products together for Google to run your shopping campaign through Google Merchant Center. And that's one way to do it. Otherwise, you put a product feed plugin on your e-commerce site basically, which feeds all that data to Google in real time and updates it on a daily basis for you. And with the drawback being if you use the automated way to do it, automated product feed, you can't have the image that you want to show up physically on Google for your shopping ad be different than the image that's on your product page by default. You also can't change the title of your product that you want to send to Google for these shopping campaigns as your product shows up in Google Shopping itself, the Google Shopping app itself, and other things. So in other words, you could send totally different data that you have listed on your site to the Google Shopping campaign for display through your Google Shopping campaign if you're using this manual product feed, i.e. Just a spreadsheet you put together with your product details on it that way. And therefore you can make a lot more money because when you can customize the photo that's shown on your shopping ad to be basically anything you want versus just what you have on your product page by default, you'll make a lot more money because you can now optimize for click-through on that image. And then as your product title, you can optimize that and put a keyword in it, for instance, and get it to show up for more relevant searches. And there's other things. You can watch my previous video if you want more details about this. But specifically with that, if you're using the reason why I bring it up is if you're using a manual product feed, you can actually have the picture of the image, if you will, be customized. And instead of having just the picture of the product like you do have on your product page now, you can take that product image and edit it and just put the word customized over it and then send that through a manual product feed to Google. So instead of just having your product shown on Google as is, you can have that product shown with the word customize over it so people know it's a customized product or can be customized. And if you go to Google, your main keywords that you think of that represent your product, and you find in the shopping ads now, there aren't any other people with customized options, you can make a bunch more money now that people will just know that there's a customized option. If there's other people that sell a customized option but don't have on the image literally saying customize like I'm recommending to you here, you'll make a bunch more money because of that, because they won't know it until, they won't know those other guys' options are customized until they click through the ad, whereas they won't have to click through the ad to see yours is customized, and therefore they'll click through your ad more. The higher the click-through rate on your shopping campaign, the more times, of course, you're going to get, or more people that you're going to get clicking through your ad, but the more times you're also going to be eligible to show up because Google's ranking you against all the other people who have product feeds, and whoever gets the highest click-through rate is the one they show the most. So you'll get more sales two ways. A, all the current traffic that you're getting now, or current searches that you're showing up for now and that your products are showing up for now, you'll get more traffic from those automatically, and then you'll start to show up more and more and more as the ad serving algorithm figures out that your ad performs better than most of the other people and starts having you show up for more items, for more people, a higher percentage of the time. And so this is just a great way to get more out of your shopping when it's already profitable. It's great if you can double, triple the amount of clicks you're going to get. You're going to make probably double to triple more money than you had before. So, but that's just one little aspect of this. The other thing that you can do is you can put a picture of a color palette on the item, or you could do customized and a color palette on the item as a way to make shopping a lot more profitable for you as well. So you're eligible to show up more times, and the times that you are eligible to show up for now, you get higher click-through. And what I mean by color palette is certain items, the reason, the way that you customize the item is by making it a different color. So what you could do, perhaps if you had a shirt, for instance, you could have, instead of just putting the word custom on the shirt so people know in the shopping ad block where there's 8 shopping ads, they know your shirt's customizable versus the other shirts might be customizable, but because they don't say customized or customizable on it, they won't know that they're customizable and will end up clicking on your ad first. If at the bottom part of your shirt, you also have a color palette, like a little, basically, you know what a color palette is just like, like this. If you have little squares at the bottom of your shirt there, which is your image for your shopping ad, and had like blue, brown, green, whatever you would offer that shirt color, or the colors of shirt that you can get of that particular style that you're offering. If you have that, you should be able to see by looking at that ad image that the product that you see, the type of shirt and the style it's in, that's customizable. So I know I can get that shirt customizable, that's good. And I could see they could offer it in different colors because on the bottom part of the shirt, there's a color palette there. So it's clearly customizable by color, but probably some other way. And so it also just stands out as different than the rest of the ads physically, which means it gets a higher click-through rate. So just the fact that anytime you can be different, that if you're looking at the shopping ads, anytime, so basically for all you guys, you want to look at your shopping ads, you want to see what everybody else is doing in your market, and then try to make your image different, because the one that has, the more different your shopping ad image is, the higher click-through rate you're going to get. And of course, if you could do that in a way that actually provides the user more information, that makes your product look more enticing, or just more information, as well, you get even more of a magnified effect in terms of your added click-through rate you're going to get, which gets you a lot more traffic, gets you shown more, gets you more traffic from the people that already are looking at your ad there for what you're eligible to show up for already. You'll get the even greater magnified effect of being strategic about what actual ad image that you want to have show up on the Google Shopping playground, if you will, there. So anyway, you could put the words custom or customized depending on what will fit on your item, or you could put a little color palette to indicate that it's customizable in that way. Respectively, though, there's a catch here to this. It's as simple as you think. Google does not actually allow you to put any overlay on your images. So you can't just take your image of your t-shirt, like I gave you the example of before, and put like in a diagonal format. Let's say your shirt's here. You can't just put customize like over the top of it. They don't allow that. But what we found is you could take the picture of the shirt and put the words customized on it, like screen print the shirt in other words, or if you have a digital program that makes the product images, like it 3D renders them, which some of our clients do. They don't have the actual product for what they use for their product feed. They use a digital rendering, and that works. So that's an additional idea for you to be able to optimize and so-called split test what image you're having show up on your shopping ads to get more out of your shopping ads. But if you actually put embedded in the product, customize, now you're going to be able to get approved. Same thing with the color palette idea that I gave you. So that's the general trick, if you will, to get more out of shopping if you have a customized product. You can just make sure that people know that you are customized, and then of course have something there that is basically going to stand out more. And through both of those reasons or ways, you're going to end up with a lot more traffic out of shopping and a lot more sales as a result. Of course, you should also get a better ROI overall from your same ad spend if you didn't want to spend anymore, because ultimately you're going to get more clicks from the part of the amount of times that you show that's most profitable if you go that general direction. Anyway, with that all said, I have a couple of examples here where we actually did this, what I'm telling you here today, and their results, so you can kind of see what this is going to be able to do for your brand in general before you go out and do it. Okay, so we had one particular client who had customized boxes. So like, for instance, if you sell a product and it needs to go in a cardboard box, instead of just sending plain brown cardboard box from like Uline or a company like that sells them and putting it in there, you a lot of times, once you get bigger, you want your logo printed on the box, or you would want, the box with different colors and then have the logo. And you actually design the box. So in this particular instance, most of the other people that were advertising, because there's other custom box sellers, not box seller bugs, custom box sellers, that were actually having the product show up in shopping already. But when we actually took the product and we put the word custom on it, the profitability of the ads just skyrocketed, basically. We got 84% more profitability from our ads just putting the word custom on the box when basically nobody was doing that. I did see somebody else doing it, but for the most part, you got to know, in the shopping space, there's 8 ads. There's probably 20 people with product feeds that are trying to show up in those ad spaces. Google's cycling out with their ad algorithm, trying to figure out which ads should show up there. And respectively, the other guy with custom on his box, or the word custom on his box, he isn't going to show up every time. And even if you do have one other person doing this, the fact that there's only one other person doing it, or even 2, you'll get a jump on your results being the other person that does this, whereas the other people aren't. And even when the other guy does it, see how you can do it better, of course. But for this particular company, the first thing I did was say, why don't you have shopping ads working? And they said, I didn't think I could do it because the product is customized. And so, we got him set up with a shopping feed, even though he didn't have a shopping cart, so we could put it had an actual starting price on the individual products, and with that, a button to inquire to order. And then that, like I was telling you about before, made us eligible to be able to run shopping ads in the first place. But after we did that and got a big jump in overall performance from this guy's ad budget, because shopping usually does better than search ads when search ads is set up by somebody who's an amateur or just haven't run search ads for a long time, like a year or 2, for them to really get broken in. But then we took that to the next level by having the word custom on the product and doing that for every box type he had, which took some work. But I said, I guarantee you this is going to pay off, having the word custom on it, because there's nobody really doing this. And this is going to make people, that see these boxes know that they're actually customizable. Because otherwise, you see a box there. How do I know this isn't just a box that I can't customize? And anytime you can help the user save time by not having to click through listings and then go through the landing page and then do they customize, do they not? Oh, they don't customize, and then have to go back to Google. People don't want to do that. So if they could definitively decrease the doubt of being able to that you offer what they want, they'll be happy to click on your ad first, which then Google then rewards you in terms of more clicks, because you're helping people more than other people that are trying to advertise on Google Shopping are. So anyway, that's the deal with that particular first example I wanted to give you. The other example was for just a plain old promo products company. Those companies where if you want to get some pens with your logo on it, or hats, backpacks, usually these companies sell like hundreds of different knick-knacky type items. Calendars, it might even be. All kinds of stuff, so that you kind of like hand those out to your customers for free or whatnot. With that said, this particular company, we found out even before we ran shopping ads, specifically that having the one major kind of milestone that we had was figuring out that if we allowed people a free sample to see what their logo is going to look like on their product before they ordered it, that completely made our sales go off the chain just with that one thing. Beyond that, though, we wanted to do shopping ads, but the shopping ads weren't that hot, because with the search ads, we could have a dedicated landing page offering a free sample, whereas with the shopping ads, we had to send them to the traditional landing pages. And even though we said free sample on it, it didn't stand out as much and didn't perform as well. But when we actually went ahead and took my suggestion, which was to put custom on the products that are showing up on the product feed, using a manual product feed like I was talking about, so that the product image can be different than what the product image is typically on the site, so that the site doesn't have to change, but the shopping ads will now have an ad image that's now optimized for what we want, and then therefore the product image can say custom on it. And so we can have the product image that goes on the shopping ad be different than what's on the site now, because we don't want on the site, the product image to say custom. We want a picture of a sample logo or whatnot that's there already, and having to fight the whole company to change every picture on the site is one thing, but having a separate product feed that we could set up which was hooked up to a manual feed, and where we could take the images of the products and put the word custom on it and then upload that to Google for our shopping campaign. That was doable. The campaign did much, much better than what the old product feed that was taking all the products on their site with their default images was doing for them before. Enough so we got a 335% increase in profitability, having went the general direction of having the word custom on the product somewhere. Custom or the color palette idea that I gave you earlier. It depended on which item it was to what we actually did, because that color palette thing obviously wouldn't work well on a lot of items like a pen or that kind of thing. So whereas on an item like a lighter, a smaller item or a weird item, we would have the word custom on it if it would fit, or every possible time we would have as possible the word custom on it. And if it was a pen, we would have the word custom, and the pen would actually be blown way up. So even though it was hard to read, you could still see the word custom on it. Okay? As it came to shirts, as I was talking about before as an example, we had the word custom on the shirt, and then down below we had the color palette on it, so they could pick that particular shirt in different colors. But more so, it just really stood out that out of those shopping ads, looking at our product image, they could tell for sure that we're not just a company selling a shirt, we're selling a customized shirt. And then once we got that far with the user, they could see we can customize it in each color or in different colors, which our brand has a certain color. Therefore, if we're going to get a customized promo product, which is a shirt, we want a shirt with our color of our company. So click-through rates on that specifically compared to our competition was off the hook. We were getting to be shown up basically every time for custom promo product shirts and the like type of search keywords. So anyway, that was the deal there. So through the combination of either just putting the word custom or custom and the color palette on it, in a rare couple of occasions just the color palette itself, it just vary depending on the product, and there's so many different products. Sometimes one wouldn't work. Sometimes it would, obviously look the best with both, like with the shirts example I gave you. We got a 335% increase in profitability from shopping ads as per what was done before with the small budget they had, and just not doing that well, having the default product image being fed directly from the site to Google Shopping. And the main reason for all this is your products don't look that much different than everybody else's. You needed an edge. So whatever you're going to do with shopping, it really pays to get an edge. Is the edge going to be having a background to the photo? Is it going to be having a model holding the product? Is it going to be having the word custom on it like I'm talking about here? I have other videos about how to get an edge on Google Shopping against your competitors by changing the image specifically. And there's 10 plus ways that you could change what you have. You could take the product and, for instance, the product vibrates, you could put like little squiggly lines around the product to show that it vibrates, and versus ones that don't have that, it stands out more, therefore you're going to have your edge. So anyway, if you're watching this video saying, I don't customize products, but I watch this anyway, the same kind of results can be, you can get those same results basically by just figuring out what other people in shopping aren't doing, and then and something that's going to legitimately help the user, of course, and then executing on that and if you have to, through using a manual product feed, you can get 1, 2, 3x increase in profit on your shopping campaigns, or 4 or 5x increase in profit coming from your shopping campaigns just by doing that one simple thing alone. Whereas it may be not that simple to make new images for each one of your products. I mean, it's not rocket science either. And you could certainly start out by testing it with a few items see the difference, then do it for all the rest of your items. So there's really not that much risk in losing money here either. And respectively, if you have one shopping campaign going, you can set up another shopping campaign with the new product feed and the new images on it, so you really aren't risking anything. You set up a new campaign with a new product feed with only 3 items on it and 3 updated photos, the product photos for the product feed, and you're risking basically nothing at that point. So risking almost nothing to get potentially millions of dollars in sales long term. These are the type of risks that you need to take as a business owner just to scale and dominate your market. So an 84% increase from the box guy putting the word custom on the box, and then from the promo products company adding the word custom or a color palette or a combination thereof, 335% increase in profitability on their shopping. So anyway, that's a really cool way if you sell a customized product to get an edge on with your shopping. And of course, if you're not doing shopping, add a default price on your product pages. You do want to do shopping. It's probably going to provide you way more results than search campaigns is going to ever be able to provide you. At least yourself doing it on your own or short term and mid-term, if you will. So I'll wrap it up with that. Hope you enjoyed this video. I have a lot of other videos on this channel about other PPC money-making strategies. It has I have the best information here on how to make more money with PPC and actual actionable advice that I could find on YouTube myself. So therefore, if you want to make more money with PPC, you should subscribe and keep tabs on what we're doing here. The stuff that we're doing at our PPC agency to test other working strategies, we're giving it to you here on a silver platter, as well as the stuff we test that does not work or we see that does not work. So if you want to get advice from somebody who's out there in the trenches doing it, this is the channel that you want to subscribe to. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you would give it a like. And if you have any questions about your particular situation or anything that you think I should have covered in here and didn't, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. There's one other thing I wanted to mention here on this particular, actually 2 more things. If you're looking for a bit more advice as well, I have a blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog where I give actual step-by-step advice on how to set up PPC campaigns, the way that we set them up here for our clients to literally guarantee the results at Guaranteed PPC. So if you want to see how to do things on a more individualized basis like that versus the high-level strategy stuff that I give you here on this channel, you can find that on my site. But beyond that, we have a brand new program that we've came out with at our firm where we're offering turnkey PPC campaigns that are generating millions of dollars in sales and profit for our clients that are in different markets, where if you're in a different market that they don't compete with, we can give you the stats on the campaigns, what they're doing, and one market that'll never compete with the other market, and you can use basically the same campaigns that they're using, if you will. There's some different things that we can't share, but for the most part, if you're looking to start up let's say a new business, and obviously the hardest part in starting a business is having a marketing campaign that will produce profit and spin off profit, and not to where you're spending 5, 6, 7, 8% of the sales that you're getting on the marketing in order to be stay in business. We have those campaigns ready to go for you, so you don't have to figure it out on your own. You could start a business around a campaign that already works, or we might already have something set up in your market as well. We've worked in hundreds of markets now, so when we've actually have campaigns that you could have turnkey to start a business today in the product space, services space, and so forth. So if you're interested in that kind of setup, we can set you up with something that basically you could set up, get the product sourced, or outsource the work to somebody else and have yourself a business going already. So it might be easier for you to do that than to try to learn from our channel and set yourself up your own PPC campaign that works. But I wanted to make sure that you guys know that as well. Anyway, I'll wrap it up with that. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next video where we have another great PPC strategy for you. See you then.